All right, so we're doing crab ride entries. The leg drag is I'd say the most common entry to the crab ride. Definitely if I'm introducing crab ride to someone and I'm showing them how they can get to that position, the leg drag is going to be how I'm going to show them how to get to the crab ride. Okay, let's just discuss the leg drag first, and I'm just going to discuss it how my professor Rob has shown me. So before I would think that the leg drag would be, you pull the leg across and then you settle down, and all this stuff does work, but what happens is, your partner's not just going to lie here. He's going to push you away and move his hips, right? So that's the battle you're always going to face. So instead of focusing so much on how I'm going to control this top leg, what you can do sometimes, knowing that my partner is going to frame out and try and make space and turn his hips in, is you're going to access the far leg. Okay? So when I do this, I'm going to internally rotate my knee and I'm going to flare my foot up. So I'm trying to keep my shoelaces glued to around his calf area, right? Like behind his knee or his calf. And this is really important that I develop a sensitivity for this, because if he manages to, because I'm being lazy, if he manages to extract my leg, then he's going to enter an outside ashi and he's going to start to have heel hook options. Okay, so it's obviously more dangerous in a no-gi situation. But more that I'm just internally rotating my knee, and that's going to really lock down Stephan's far leg. And another thing here, when I'm doing this position, is my base is very important. All right, so when I'm showing people leg drags, generally they make this mistake. Let's just turn this way. So when I'm here trying to leg drag, they'll be like this. Okay, so if I'm on my knee, right now, Stephan, if he tries to push me off of him right now, like he makes the space and I fall off of him, right? Because I know the force vector is coming from this direction. I need to match that with an appropriate post. So now when I put my foot this way, I'm able to ride Stephan, and he's carrying all my weight now, right? At the same time, if he's turning into me, let's say he's turning in, I'm going to flare that leg away. I'm even able to almost stack him a little bit from here in this position. A lot of cool stuff you can do from there, but the main thing is that he's not able to turn this knee down and get his guard back, whether it's a top step or however he's going to do it, okay? So if I'm in this position, both my hands are in base, my right shoelaces are going to be flared against his leg, and I'm on my left foot. Now I can put all my weight on Stephan here. If this knee's on the ground, it's considerably easier for him to move because he doesn't have all my weight on him. So I put myself in base, and then in this position, I'm basically just going to try and put this foot on the ground, walk back, and pin him into the leg drag. Right?
And from there, take my back, typically.
Take your back, right? Go to side control, whatever I'm going to do from there. So let's say I wanted to enter the crab ride from this position. So if I'm here, and I'm trying to do a leg drag and I feel like I want to go upside down, I'm going to make a deep hook on his hip here. All right, so here's something that some people might make a mistake. If I'm trying to leg drag him here and I keep my arm here, I might be opening myself up to Kimura, right? Anytime your elbow leaves your body and you internally rotate your shoulder like this, you got to be careful what you're doing. So if I am, just for your own notes, if I am doing a leg drag, generally my hands are either on the mat, or I grab his hip and my elbow closes in, or I grab the lapel and my elbow is close to his body. I am not trying to do this like this, because now if I hang out here, yes, he will have access to that arm. But if I know I'm doing the crab ride and I'm going to roll underneath, that's a safe grip, because in a second I'm going to be going underneath him. Right? So I'm here in the leg drag, he's trying to frame away on me, he's giving me all types of problems, so I'm saying, okay, I'm going into the crab ride, I'm going to grab a deep grip on his leg. Right? Nice little reach around for him there. I want to make sure that I grab the inside of his thigh. You'll also notice, like, look at the grip I have, it's super deep. Right? Some people make the mistake of just grabbing like a shallow grip on the hip. That's not going to do it for this position, especially in no-gi when I don't have any grips. I grab deep and I close my shoulder. So even if you tried to do a Kimura right now, it's still difficult. Right? And now I'm going to roll through. Now, I'm a short dude. Professor Rob is a lot taller than me. He likes to look away, right? So looking away into the crab ride is a great way to get here. Now when I'm in this position, I put my foot on his leg and I slip my bottom leg into the wedge hook and I'm right into my crab ride position. Okay? If you're short like me and you have a short torso, you don't necessarily need to look away. Very easily, if I'm here like this, Stephan's fighting back a little bit, I could easily roll through and look at him and go right into my crab ride control, whether it's going to be X control or back to the scissor wedge, or wedge hook control. So which way you look might depend on the length of your torso, but you just got to clear your head, either rolling over your shoulder or the opposite shoulder. And then when you get through, you've already got a deep grip on your partner's hip, and the other hand is going to grab the other hip.
So 2 questions, Matt. Can you show that without me there? Can you show the kata form of this entry, please?
Sure. If I'm here in the leg drag like this, I'm going to try and close in on my opponent's hip. Then depending on whether or not I can clear my head, I can roll looking away or roll into my partner. Looking away, I'm going to now grab my partner's hip. I'm going to look for the joystick control on my partner's leg, and I'm going to slip my wedge hook in here. So generally, when we're going into the leg drag from this position, we found the most effective way is to go into the wedge hook and joystick control if possible.
That was my second question. Is there a preferred control position after you do the roll? So thanks for preempting it.
Yeah, well, so when I would roll into the crab ride before, and this is before Professor Rob sort of showed me some awesome control points here, is I would just go in and I just looked right for like double leg control or whatever, but I wasn't really, I wasn't thinking about my next attack so much. What Rob showed me, let's just turn this way. If you go right into the wedge hook and joystick control, you get a lot of control because you're pushing away one of your opponent's legs and you slip a nice fulcrum point under your other opponent's hips. So you generally favor one side more. And here, as I roll through, so this free leg here, and I'm not going to grab his hip just so you guys can see. Right now, as you see, I have my shin right behind his top leg. I'm going to switch to the joystick here. You could also go right to X control if you wanted to. Right, I'm here. Now once I get into this position, I'm going to slide my knee under. So when I'm grabbing here and I'm extending Stephan's left hip away, now I've forced some tension where I'm not just neutral in the middle, but I'm pushing one side away. This is going to allow me to set up my wedge hook back take very quickly from here. Or of course you could go to X control, or you could go to double shin control.